Hi, everyone. Thanks for clicking the video and joining us on the Elm Sports Network. I'm Andrew Chirico, and today we're going to preview the men's lacrosse program. I'm first joined with the head coach, Jeff Shirk. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to shooting a preview video with you and your guys. First, start with you. What have you seen from the team so far, a couple weeks into the season?
Yeah, I think we've seen an invested group, a group that wants to be good, a group that isn't just about talking about being good. They're actually investing time and effort into working hard to do the things needed to be good. So, we've seen a lot of improvement over the last week and a half of practice, and we expect that to continue. But I couldn't be happier with where their heads are mentally, and where they are from a work ethic standpoint.
Now you have a pretty experienced group this year. Talk about the playing style fans can expect to see from you guys.
Yeah, we're going to try to play as fast as possible all the time, that is what we want to be our staple. I think it's easy to tone them back if we need to in game. It's harder to speed them up. So what we have been really focusing on is we're going to run transition, we're going to get out, we're going to play as fast as we possibly can. And obviously we have a system, and we're working out the kinks to run that system a little more efficiently. But fans can definitely expect that we're going to get out and run. We're not going to slow the ball down.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun style to watch. Last question for you. Talking about the goals for the season, it seemed pretty unique on how you guys look to approach them. So tell us how you guys are taking on the goals for the season.
Yeah, I think what we really kind of sat back during the offseason and did was really kind of reevaluate the goals that we have every year and how we go about trying to reach those goals. And what we really did was we wanted to concentrate more on the process as opposed to the outcome. So one of the big things that we did, and this started in the fall, is we've got what we call a success pyramid. And the bottom tier of that is all about the individual and the work that they put in on their own, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's against the wall, whatever it may be, but basically to get yourself individually as good as you possibly can be. And then that moves into our identity. And that's what we've been trying to figure out the start of fall, like what's our identity going to be? And so the guys came up with basically 4 things of how we want to be known and who our identity, what our identity is. And we've really been hammering them with that in everything we do. Like, if you want to be known as this, here's how you have to respond. And they've really done a good job with that. And now we're getting ready to get into that third tier of what we need to do as a team in every game to set ourselves up for success. And so we have team goals, what could be a number of goals allowed, it could be number of saves, there's face-off unit goals. It just kind of goes down. So basically, if we check those boxes and we reach those team goals, we're going to put ourselves in a win. We're in a situation where we're going to be successful. And then that last tier is obviously competing for championships, and that's what we want to do. But again, we're not at that tier yet. So it's a process that goes up. And one of the big things that we've really stressed to the guys, is how they approach it. Basically it's a little equation, that we want to kind of really hammer home with the guys, and it's event plus response equals outcome. And what we really are trying to hammer home is you can't control the event, but you're going to be, exposed to a bunch of different events, and you don't have total control over the outcome. The only thing that you can completely control is your response. So whether it's a mistake in practice, whether it's something that goes well, whatever it may be, we're really hammering home, hey, how are you going to respond? What's your response? And I think that they've really taken hold of that and really embraced that. And it showed, so far in the preseason, to where if something goes well, okay, well, how do I respond? If something doesn't go well, how do I respond? If we have a learning moment, how do I respond? And I think it's been really beneficial. So we're just going to keep working at the process to try to get to our goals.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it, and we'll follow you guys all season.
Great. Thank you.
We're with Tim Hickey and Austin Hepburn. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us. Really appreciate it with the busy schedule you guys have. First couple questions we have for Tim. What have you seen from the team so far?
From the team this year, I think the biggest difference is that everybody seems really bought in. And in previous years, it's sort of been like 80-90% of the team. But this year, I think every guy's on board, and we've all been working really hard in the fall, the off season, and things are looking really good for us.
So, Austin, you were talking earlier, you said you have a position change. Why don't you talk about that and tell us how you've been handling it?
So this year I'm more on the defensive side of the ball and a lot more on the transitional side of the ball as well. I think we have a lot of good offensive talent this year, and we're definitely a lot more experienced than we were last year. And, I'm just really excited for this season, and I was ready to take on whatever role the coaches gave me leading into this season, and, I'm very excited about it.
All right, last question for you guys. We'll go over to Tim. Tim, captain, talk about how you're looking to lead the team this year.
I guess just more as a vocal guy this year. I've always been sort of more like a lead-by-example guy, and I'm not the loudest guy there usually. I kind of just try to lead by my play and stuff. But I think it's important to also have someone to sort of get guys going vocally and to sort of step up and give direction and offer some advice as an older player. So I think I'm looking to step more into a role of like a mentor for younger players as well, because I think it's really important. We have some young guys that are going to step up and be really important for us this year.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We'll catch up with you some post-game interviews this season as well.
Thanks, Andrew.
We're now with junior Tanner Barbieri. Tanner, as a junior, you're in a leadership role now with the team as a captain. Talk about that. How have you embraced the role just as a junior?
Well, I think I have a lot of game experience from my previous 2 years of playing, so I like to use that to my advantage to sort of lead the young guys, teach them, and show them what it takes to be successful, how we have to practice every day, and just how you have to carry yourself day in and day out to be able to be successful during the season.
Now, you've had quality playing time your first 2 seasons, especially putting up a lot of points offensively. Talk about what the offense can do this year to meet last year's goals or even do better.
Well, we have a lot of sophomores coming into bigger roles, a lot of guys with much more experience, which brings in the confidence factor. So they've played a lot. They know what it takes also. And I think we can be a very powerful and explosive offense. We have a lot of good athletes, a lot of guys who know the game and can do what it takes. We just have to put it all together, build some chemistry, and just be confident in what we've been doing in practice.
All right. Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it.